Hey guys, it's Deepak here again from Gobsmackers, a private tutoring company based in London. Today I'm going to discuss with you something that my client asked me for help with. How to get into a better sleeping routine and effective sleeping the night before exams. And this counts for anyone who has a big test the next day, whether that be an academic or non-academic test. Now, one of the frustrating things that I find with a lot of advice that you get, it's quite broad and it's quite vague. So an example in the context of sleep would be, make sure you get into bed and get a good 7-8 hours sleep, and make sure you're well rested. And beyond that, there's not a huge amount more people will say. So here's my advice. Yes, you do need between 7 to 8 hours of sleep a day, ideally. I'm realistic though. I know that most people never get that. What I'd say about the reason for you needing that is that because within those 7 and 8 hours, if you build in the time it takes you to actually get to sleep with the actual quality of sleep that you get, you could say that you get about 4 hours of quality sleep within those 7 to 8 hours each day. So practical tips. Yes, the 7-8 hours a day sleep is a necessary. If you're not getting that and you always get 6, for example, you probably never experienced the long-term benefit of getting 7 to 8. So a good analogy for that would be that if you're drinking coffee every day, you become so used to living life with a crutch, living with coffee, that you've never had the experience of living without it. And if you immediately change a routine, you'll suffer from caffeine withdrawals, and thereby you'll think it's negative, reinforcing your need to drink caffeine. It's called addiction. Sleep and the 6 hours isn't that different. But of course, I appreciate that some of you guys can only get in 6. So my other practical tips: the hour before bed, please turn off anything electronic. That means PCs, tablets, laptops, mobile phones, televisions, or TV, yeah, if you have multiple, and so on and so forth. When you see flashing lights basically at night, the receptors in your brain get confused basically, and instead of thinking it's 2 a.m., which the time might actually be, they think it's 2 a.m., 2 p.m. rather. So please, the last hour before bed, try and stay away from anything electronic. My third tip is do some reading. Studies have shown that your memory is better reinforced if you read something that's related to your work just before you sleep and then wake up, because your brain has time to sort through it basically while you sleep. Of course, there's a technical explanation for it, but as you can see, I haven't researched that element of it. But reading before bed is ideal, and a great way to also be able to fall asleep. And the final thing is make a public commitment to getting to bed on time. So what I mean by that is that we're human beings, we're social animals, and we have something called social contracts that we fulfill, which are kind of the unwritten rules. So by making the commitment to call your friend Richard and say, hey Rich, Richard being an example, hey Rich, I'm going to be getting into bed for midnight every night, and if if I don't, can you call me up on it? Can you just, I'm going to become responsible basically to fulfilling this commitment because I've now said it to you, and include it in an email to a couple of people. So basically, they are my tips. Do get the 7 to 8 hours where possible. The hour before, try doing some reading because it will help you get to sleep. And if possible, in the subject that you're studying or your occupation. If not, anything will do. The third thing is make a public commitment to a friend and to others, saying that you're going to get to bed at a certain time, and turn off anything electronic. With all of these tips, beyond the exercise and well-balanced diet, they should hopefully help you get to bed and rested. Thanks, guys.